So, as it turns out, I'm not really in the mood to do a whole lot of work today, and I would rather bore 25 people on YouTube than do more work. So, I'm going to talk about GP Vegas and my experience there this weekend. And you can listen, not listen, watch, not watch, whatever. Not really a rant, but I'm going to put it on there, and you can take it for what it's worth. So anyway, my son Alan and I went to GP Vegas. It was over Father's Day weekend. First time we've ever done anything as a father-son since he's been growed, I guess, you know. So we went to Vegas, and we had a blast. The Magic playing, some of it wasn't a blast, but some of it was. So, but totally the weekend, I guess we call it a weekend when we were gone 5 days, was a blast. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff we did. The main reason I went is that I wanted to be a part of the 25th anniversary and specifically the beta draft qualifiers. I played in 5 of those. And before I went, I asked some of the local guys if they'd help me out, kind of defray some of the expenses by sponsoring me in these drafts. And they'd get all the goodies, and I'd just get a chance to draft a beta if I could win one out. Well, you've seen the beta drafts by now, and I wasn't in it. But I did have some good friends who helped me out. And one of the things you got in the beta draft was a very sweet Black Lotus playmat. And so each of those guys who helped me out is going to get one of those. And I'm very appreciative. And they get all the cards. Plus they get the promo land, which I'll get to in a minute. But anyway, if you noticed on this particular one, that one's got a signature on it. That was one particular friend who wanted me to make sure that I got an autograph from Rudy, who I have a mixed emotions about. Rudy's a very good entertainer. If you watch Alpha Investments videos, he's going to entertain you immensely. He's also full of shit quite often. But anyway, so I prostrated myself, as it were, and I got his autograph. Said, this is for a friend. Can I get a picture? I sent a picture to my buddy who wanted it. He's happy as a lamb. You know who you are. Anyway, so that's one of the things you got. The other thing you got was you got one of the GP lands. And actually what I'm going to do is that some of the prize points my son and I got, we traded in for full sets because I only have 3 of them. And I wanted to be able to show you a full set of them because they were sweet if you see them out there in the wild. So I'm opening a pack right here that has all 5 of them in it so that you can see the sweet plains. Guess I'm supposed to keep my face in the frame when I show stuff like that. I don't know. You know me. One take Darren. I don't know anything about photography. The Sweet Island. The Swamp. You guys know what they are. Why do I need to tell you, right? The Mountain. And of course, the best one of the lot, the Forest. So anyway, you got one of those for playing in pretty much not just the main events, but the side events, even the turbo events at night. I think the only thing you didn't get it for is playing in Turbo Town. So anyway, you got one of those. So I got one of those and a play mat, and then my packs for playing in the beta qualifiers. And so one of each of those lands, still sealed. I haven't opened them for them. And a play mat going to everybody who sponsored me. There were some other cool things going on there that I took part in. One of which was they had some M19 Planeswalker decks, which I'm going to have next weekend at the open house here at the Guild. And my son and I picked up a couple of those and played in a little Turbo Town event. We got some prize ticks just for sitting down and playing with the new decks. So I thought I'd just show you real quick, you know. You've seen it online. But this is, as I said earlier, this is a live digital look at the deck, you know. So some really neat things in here. I like the Planeswalker Vivian from the deck. She's actually pretty good. Played against my son, you know, a few games. There's a few reprints in here that you'd expect. There's some other cool things in here as well. The Elvish Rejuvenator, 3 mana, goes and gets you a land, which is kind of nice. The Palaka Worm, he's a reprint, I believe. You know, Druid of the Cow. There was just Meteor Golem, M19. You know, of course, we got the obligatory Colossal Dreadmaw reprint, because we got to have one of those, right? I like the Aggressive Mammoth, giving all my creatures trample. That was sweet. Vivian's Jaguar, also very cool. I know you're getting a real good look at those, right? Gee, Darren, you're so good at videos. So anyway, there's some other stuff in there, but I'm not going to be able to show all of them to you because I just don't want to, I guess, you know. Anyway, we got to do that. That was a lot of fun. Another thing that popped up that a lot of people didn't know about, it went live on Twitter or whatever, and we only got into one of these, so I'm kind of ashamed of that. But on the Turbo Drafts, they were giving away this sweet foil Death Baron, full art, as a convention promo. See that there? Pretty sweet, ain't it? I just got the one, but we did get into one draft and play that, so that was a good time. And the only way you could get them was there, and I heard there was only 1,000, 1,200 of them. They might be giving them away at a couple more GPs, but again, I got no confirmations on when or how many. Another thing that happened, playing in those beta qualifiers, on the last one I played in on Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. was that we had been having to open our packs and register and then swap and all that jazz. Well, they had some left over from the main event they didn't use, so on Sunday morning we didn't have to do all that. We just opened up a box and there it was already registered for us. We just had to build our deck and register that. So the byproduct of that is that we got the sweet Mutavault promo as well if you were in qualifier number 8 on Sunday. So that's pretty neat. I was pretty excited for that. Some of the things they had available in the marketplace, as they call it, they're the Wizard store, whatever you want to call it, was some sweet 25th anniversary things. And that included the Sweet deck box. And I'm saying sweet a lot, but what other words you want me to use? Gnarly? The sweet deck protectors. I picked up several of these, so some of the stuff you're seeing, you might ought to come into the guild a little bit more often, and you might see some of that in the prizing for upcoming events. Am I going to tell you which ones? No, but you got to trust me, they're going to be in there. So you might come out for that. One of the other things I went there for, it was Father's Day weekend. I got to go with my son. We got to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Magic and try to get in on a beta draft, which neither he or I got to do. But another thing I went for is Mark Rosewater was there, and I am not much of a fanboy, and I make no bones about that. And all I really wanted to do was shake his hand, and I wanted him to do one thing for me. There's an old card called Waiting in the Weeds. It's a green card, and it comes out of Mirage, and it makes cat tokens. But I followed the history through the years, and I knew that in original design development that it was supposed to make squirrels. And if you know me, you know I love squirrels, and so that became a thing for me that I wanted one that made squirrels. And so for my local commander group, I now have good artwork on it, and that represents a squirrel. And I now have Mayro, who has personally scratched out cat, wrote in squirrel, and signed it, so that now, Waiting in the Weeds, when you play me here, it will be in my squirrel deck, just this copy, and it's going to make squirrels, not cats. If you're not down with that, then you can stay the hell away. I don't care. You can rage quit as long as you don't dump my shit in the floor. Whatever. That's going to be a local thing only. I won't play it somewhere else. But in my store, that's going to make cat tokens, or not going to make cat tokens. It's going to make squirrel tokens from now on. So that's another reason I went. Mark Rosewater also, if you don't follow him on Blogatog, you really should. I don't follow anybody, but I do follow him. And outside of Magic, the guy is just one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. He's got some of the best life lessons that he even hands out just on Blogatog, even non-Magic related. So anyway, all in all, my trip to Vegas was awesome with my son, playing lots of Magic. We did hang around on Sunday night with the beta draft. We watched the beta draft happen on a monitor because they had it up on a table, so you couldn't really watch it unless you were watching on a monitor. And so we were oohing and ahhing along with the rest of you who maybe were following along on Twitch. And one thing we were able to do is that the very first round, they only put one Ben Stark and Martin Juza they put on camera, but the other three played at side tables, and we were able to watch the entire match between LSV and Ian. Don't remember his last name, sorry man, but we were able to watch that whole match. Went to 3 games. It was a very, very interesting match, and watching the old cards be played brought back lots of memories. I'm not really a beta guy. I came in at revised, but it was a lot of fun to watch this go down and to see the synergy that you can build in and the things that did exist. You might not think about it, but Orcish Artillery and CLP Red is pretty good. Another thing you might not think about is that Wall of Brambles and Grizzly Bears, along with the Helm of Chatzuk, will take down a Crawl Worm, and you will lose nothing. Takes you 2 mana. So if you're not familiar with banding, look those cards up. If you're not familiar with the Circles of Protection, because they haven't been printed since like 8th edition. If you're not familiar with some of that stuff, then maybe look it up. Another fun fact that most people maybe didn't know till they saw the beta draft was that there's like 4 to 5 basic lands in every pack. So again, basic lands were a huge premium back in the early days because there wasn't that many starter packs and there was no way to get the basic lands other than in the packs. So the drafting was quite fun. Lots of big cards were hit. Go watch it on Twitch and see what all the hoo-ha was about because it was a great time. No rare islands were opened. In case you didn't know, you could open a land in the rare slot. There was a small percentage chance. I think it was less than 3%. I'd have to look that up. But it was possible for that to happen. None of them were happened on the stream, so all genuine rares, although some of them were rather not good, even for limited play. So anyway, we had a great time in Vegas. Yeah, we got out on the strip a little bit. We did just a very minor bit of gambling because we're not big gamblers, but we had a great time going and celebrating the 25th anniversary of Magic. I'm going to be able to be involved in Gen Con like I go every year, so I'm going to try some more beta qualifiers, try to get into a beta draft so I can be a part of that history as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, the little stroll down my little memory of my past weekend, and come into the guild and see if I got some more stories to tell you. Tell me you saw the video. Don't tell me you saw the video. Don't watch the video. I won't never know, right? Anyway, I appreciate you guys who do watch, and for all 25 or 6 or whatever it is of you, I appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, I'll try to get a rant together the next week or two. Maybe something on Vegas. I got a couple things I could rant on Vegas, so we'll put those together. But that's what I've done for the last 5 days, and I am butt-ass tired. So until next time, thanks for watching.